Hi, this is Alice with Loving Feeling 13 Tarot. Thank you for being here today. Before I get to today's reading, if you would please check the description box down below if you're interested in receiving a personal reading from me or in potentially joining the channel to receive additional information, the extended version of this reading, or possibly even learning about tarot or astrology or Kabbalah yourself. But today we are moving out of healing, out of sort of being kept to ourselves and moving into action, direction, pursuing our passions. The overall energy for this reading is the Four of Swords reversed and the Eight of Wands. So the Four of Swords is all about kind of keeping to yourself, healing, going into a period of respite so that you can tend to some wounds, right? But in the reverse here, we're coming out of that period. We're ready to rejoin the world. And boy, howdy, is this going to move us quickly along. The Eight of Wands is one of the fastest moving cards in the deck. It's about fast movement, fast communication, fast action, really going after what you desire. And I think this is happening because you've been allowing your energy to transform and transmute from a heartbreak, a disappointment. You see, we may have been in a situation where we felt pretty stuck with the Chariot reversed. When we see the Chariot reversed, it kind of feels like you're between a rock and a hard place. There's no good direction to really go. And this might have led to dissolution of a foundation here, of a relationship or even a marriage that just kind of fell apart. Ten of Cups is the card of domestic bliss, but in the reverse here, this is often representing a breakup or a falling apart of a foundation or marriage. So this has left you in an energy where you were wondering what was real. Seven of Cups can be a card of illusion. And often when we go through a major breakup or a major shakeup in our life, the falling away of a major foundation, we do end up wondering, what was the truth? What was actually real in all that? Did they ever love me? And I think you've been in that kind of energy for a while. And really just grieving the loss of this relationship. And that's absolutely natural. But the Five of Cups, you see how the figure is focused on the three cups that have fallen over and spilled. And doesn't notice the two cups that are still left behind him. So although this situation didn't work out, although it left you feeling hurt and maybe insecure, there is something to be salvaged. So you have been in this really tough situation, and you have been through something really tough. However, you, I think, have turned around and noticed those two cups behind you. Notice that although this foundation fell apart, it ultimately just wasn't something that was meant for you. That there were other, more exciting, more interesting adventures out there for you. And that now is your time to turn attention to the things that still are wonderful, still are fulfilling in your life. Because we have the Ace of Wands here. This is a passionate new beginning, an exciting new life, a new adventure that awaits you. And I think it's one where we are going to be a little more guarded. We are going to be a little more careful about who we give our money, our time, our talent, our care to, and hold on to more of those resources to feed ourselves, to feed our home, to feed our immediate family and community. And this is allowing you to really establish some financial independence here. The Nine of Pentacles is the card of being single, happy, and thriving. She's so excited and happy and content to be in her own garden with her little birdie friend there on her finger. And this sort of solitude, but like happy solitude, abundant solitude, has allowed you to start connecting more deeply spiritually. The Hierophant is the Jacob's ladder of the tarot. He connects the earthly realm to source energy itself. So, this is really getting in touch with your spirituality, maybe even practicing traditional religion or practicing some traditional roles. It may also represent finding a mentor as part of this journey. So I feel like you're now on this journey of really establishing yourself, establishing your independence, establishing who you are, where you want to go, what you want to manifest into reality. And it has very much a very spiritual tint to it, or a spiritual side to it with the Hierophant. Also, the Hierophant can indicate a mentor. So if you're on a spiritual journey and looking to learn more about spirituality and topics in the esoterics like tarot or astrology or Kabbalah, again, please do consider joining one of the channel memberships. The link is in the description. But regardless, you're on an exciting path for yourself, one that's a passionate new beginning, one that you're allowing yourself to kind of feed your own soul so that you can give back to those around you better and more thoroughly, so that you can kind of just be happy in your own energy and more joyful. Because in the upcoming energy here, we are dropping the burdens. We're dropping the burdens of the past. We're dropping anything that has weighed on us very heavily. We are releasing any kind of mental entrapment that we have with the Eight of Swords reversed here. We are no longer replaying past events, no longer mourning those cups that spilt over. Instead, we are relinquishing this idea that someone might try to control us. The Emperor reversed is a very controlling, difficult to deal with, insecure energy. And I feel like this is what you're dropping. You're dropping overthinking about this masculine energy that tried to maybe control you, that tried to manipulate you, make you feel small, because in truth, this was someone that was just very insecure about themselves. And then they could have been an Aries, doesn't have to be. This is Aries energy. And right now you are focused on stepping into your Queen of Wands energy. The Queen of Wands is feminine fire sign energy. So that's Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So that might be important to your chart. Maybe not though. More important is that she is the best manifester of the queens. She knows what she wants and she goes after what she wants, and she doesn't care what anybody thinks about it. I love the Queen of Wands because she just sits very proudly on her throne with clear direction in her intent. When Pamela Coleman Smith created the drawing for the Queen of Wands, she actually drew the Queen of Wands' face in resemblance of one of her friends, who is a fierce actress that never cared what anyone else would think about her and just chased after her dreams of being on stage. Very much Leo energy. Now, you'll also notice that the Queen of Wands has this black cat at her feet. Well, at one point in time, the black cat was an image of the witch. So that's why black cats are thought to be bad luck. That's why there's all this lore about staying away from black cats, because if you saw a black cat with a woman, well, she was a witch. Really, what that means is she is a woman you can't control. And I think you're starting to really explore that aspect of yourself where you're feeling powerful. The Queen of Wands can even be seen as a business owner, an entrepreneur. This is a woman who will have her voice in the public sphere. She will be able to create the life that she dreams of, the life that she knows she's always wanted, but maybe didn't feel like she could chase after in the past. She's no longer playing anything small. She's here, and she's here in a very big and bold manner. And it's because you are allowing this old cycle to end that this new, beautiful cycle is able to begin. The world ends the major arcana, and it's a signal of a big ending so that a big, new, beautiful beginning can begin, can start. And what's so funny is we start the major arcana with the Fool right after the World. So it repeats when we look at the major arcana. And we got the Fool right after the World in this advice spread. And so you are really closing out these old cycles, closing out the old way of being, closing out this old chapter of your life so that you can start a brand new, beautiful chapter here with the Fool. You can take this leap of faith, go on this new adventure, go on to more exciting things. This is taking a deep inner transformation. It will require the death of your old self, an ego death, if you will, which can be incredibly difficult. It can be incredibly painful, but I feel like you've already done the toughest part of the work. Now comes the relief of rebirth, of being born again, of the sun rising yet again on your new start, your new beginning, your passion being alighted. Because this is what's ultimately meant to be your legacy. The 10 of Pentacles is all about the wealth, abundance, knowledge that we pass down from generation to generation. So I think this is the realization that what happened before in the past has brought you to this moment, has made you the person you are, so that you can continue to teach and show others the way. People who have gone through something similar to you. Your past is no longer defining you as you leap into your future and into your legacy. Wow, powerful energy. I want to learn more about this legacy that you're leaving. I want to learn more about the generational wealth, the abundance, the knowledge that you are meant to develop in this life so that you can pass it down to other people, whether that be your children, whether that be your children's children, whether that be just people who have been through similar experiences that you're helping guide and provide. So let's look at some clarification on this legacy that you're stepping into. Again, different deck, and we've pulled the Fool twice now. It all starts with this leap of faith, this chance that you're taking on yourself. So you know what it is you want, that you desire. All it means, though, all you really have to do is just take that leap of faith. Go ahead and take a step off the precipice towards the direction that you want. You are being divinely guided here. I love how in this version, she's got like her iPod playing. She hears the calling. She's listening to this spiritual insight that's leading her down her path. And her puppy friend is like howling and rejoicing with her. I love the yellows in this card because it's so happy. We know she is headed in the right direction. Again, we have fire sign energy here with the strength card. Strength is Leo energy. So Leo might be important to your sign, or it doesn't have to be though. More than that, the strength card is about gaining conscious control over our subconscious mind, really taking control of the patterns, the subconscious programming that we have lying underneath, and taking that conscious control of it so that we can head in a new direction. The strength card indicates that you have been through tough times. You have been through hardship. Don't get me wrong, it has not been sunshine and rainbows, but you're able to transform and transmute, and able to domesticate that energy so that it can work for you, so that you can teach others from what you've learned. And this is, again, Nine of Pentacles, leading you to just be in this rich, lush energy of enjoying your own garden, enjoying the fruits of your labor, really being able to sit back, relax, and just feel abundant. With the Empress here, this legacy is allowing you to grow beyond your wildest dreams, I think. The Empress is just growth energy. She's often depicted as pregnant, she's abundant, she's divine feminine energy. And I think if it wasn't for this tower, if it wasn't for this falling away, I'm not sure you would be getting to this place of Empress. And once we're reaching that abundant place of lusciousness, just feeling great in our own energy, that is when we can be kind of grateful almost for this tower, this falling away of an emperor that wasn't worthy of our time. And that's when one who is does enter the picture. Members, I hope you'll join me for the extended version of this reading where we continue to dive into this new path.